Where's the back?
It is back. That's why I said below junior plus you get that little skin right in front.
So maybe it could be there.
Yeah.
But not like too prominent.
Mm-hmm.
And I also have I feel like there's something wrong with my cheekbones. I don't know why my eyes are a bit up and down. I don't know if it's
A little bit.
yeah. And I don't know, I feel like the right side is a little bit more, the composition is a little bit different. I like my left side. It's really good.
Okay, you like the left
Yeah,
side.
I think it's like a little bit wider or something, like morphology.
I can try and do right side cheek sculpting, only the bone on the right side because I think the point, this is the point that's visible and here this is the point.
Yeah,
So subtle difference.
So does that require like,
So procedure wise we will need to do like a genoplasty, jaw sculpting, angle osteoplasty, you see the muscle. That will take care of your lower third. All your concerns are mainly around your lower third. And then we can do the buccal pad fat on both sides. And this side is a little bit of an asymmetry. So we can just work on 2 or 3 millimeters of the bone here. But I'll check the scan and let you know. No, it's not protruded, but this point is here and this point is high. So when we draw the line, the mala bone projection, we can just remove just like a triangular pyramidal bone with one end pointing out. So we can shave off any of the sides to give someone more symmetrical. But it's a very millimeter thing. It's not like a major issue. It's very subtle, very small. The major the more like you're gonna get in this swelling in this area and in this chin region. That's where you're gonna get the maximum improvement. And can you clench your teeth for me, please? Like really hard. Yeah, so like you said, you have this problem of clenching teeth often.
Yeah, and especially when I'm focusing on something, so I don't know what's happening in there.
So this is the reason why your masseters have become really bulbous, heavy, hypertrophic, we call them. And that's also part of the reasons of that angle not being well defined and being more out in terms of your intermalar width. So what looks nice is, see, this is called intermalar, and this is intergonial. So between your cheekbone, between your mandibular angle. This has to be inside, quite a lot for women. So it's not for you. So when we do this procedure, as I said, you can make the change. Do remember, the final result will take a few months because we are also working on a muscle. Muscle takes a while to shrink. I'm going to take off a sagittal split, a small part of it out. But if I take everything out, it doesn't look natural. It looks like starved or something. So we'll keep a good part closer to the skin intact, and the one that is attached to the bone we'll remove. But it does take a while for the remaining muscle to attach to the remaining bone. And I know I've seen even some patients take 3 months. So that's the final result for that area. Chin would heal much faster because
so for those months I have to be like really careful or something?
No, you have to be careful just for about 2 weeks. 1 week you've got to be here around us, in our hospital or at the hospital. And 3 weeks more, some care is required. So we will tell you.
This distance will be shorter?
Yes. So we won't do much here. That's why I'm saying you'll not do much to your cheekbone. Let it remain. We don't want to touch everything because by doing this, I think the proportion will improve significantly. And so it should be fine. I think you should be happy with that. And if not, you can always go back and do a subtle procedure later, 6 months, 1 year, 2 years, 5 years, whatever down the line.
Even I just want to do the stuff that is really necessary.
Yeah, this is what I think is more necessary than the others. Good?
Yeah.
Right, so the next process is we're going to take your scans. We're going to run your blood tests. So,
will it happen today?
Yeah, sure. And not the surgery.
Okay, proceed.
The planning, the next step of planning and calculation will happen today. I'm not sure if we can do tomorrow. We will try, but if not, day after. Is that all right for you? So, how many days are you planning to be around?
I'm staying here until 14th actually.
Okay, so we don't have much time. We could try and do it tomorrow.
So tomorrow will be the planning?
No, today.
Okay, today's the planning.
I will try to finish the planning today if time permits. And then I'll have another consult with you with the with a scan and with the exact measurements what we're going to do and blah blah. After that, we can schedule you tomorrow evening if possible in terms
For
of
the
for surgery,
Okay.
or the day after tomorrow morning.
Day after tomorrow is fine.
It's good. So we can plan day after tomorrow straight away. If
So
you're
the planning and the surgery happens together?
No, the planning happens now.
No, like with the millimeters and the
No.
scans. Okay.
You take the scans. I talk to you with the scans.
So I'll meet you again.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Then we decide the surgery eventually. Why I'm saying when we plan the surgery is because you get to know that you're not doing anything tomorrow, for example, so you're free.
Mhm.
Yeah, so I'll work this up. I need some time to go through your scans. Let them take the scans. That'll take a while. Once it all comes to the system, my assistant also will drop something. I just go see again, measure again, check, double check, and then get back to you with the measurements. Once that happens, then you can take it forwards. And then that plan will not be tomorrow because you're already saying it day after. That's okay.
Everyone, we have a young girl. By a young girl, I mean a very young, sporty girl who has come all the way from a very far off place, which is the northeast of the country. She has come for a genioplasty procedure. She wants to elaborate and speak something to our audiences.
So my main problem is with the width of my jaw. So I decided to get my a part of my masseter muscle removed or excised, and also I want my buccal fat removed because it gives.
Also the bone, yeah?
Yeah, I'm getting there. So I want my buccal fat removed to take off the chubbiness. Also, I realized I have like a very big mandible angle, so I'm getting that shaved off as well. So the aim is to. And yeah, I'm also getting genioplasty, which is sliding the chin forward, I guess, to help the skin stick better and to give it a better jawline. Yeah. That's basically it.
Yeah, absolutely. That's it. So this is a very impressive girl. I was telling her during my second consultation that even though she's in her early 20s, she has the mannerism of a CEO. So she knows everything, what she wants. She's got the notes written. Her dressing also quite like that. So probably yeah, so we're gonna get you all that you desire in terms of your shape. So the main thing is not for your skin to stick. Yeah, but the main thing is to improve the facial proportions. Yeah, the skin will stick, yes, but it's to improve the proportion, to make it a little bit more aesthetically appealing. You're already very beautiful, right? Just to augment a little bit so that the proportion gives a better look for people. That's the only thing we're doing on this. Right?
A smaller lower third, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah. Right. Thank you. Removal, bilateral masseter reduction. Only the sagittal part of it was excised, and genioplasty and jaw sculpting. So we've done this to basically thin the face down, and you can see that was how thick the middle third and the lower third of the face was. We've thinned it down. Remember, this is after a lot of edema. It's really going to come down. We're going to show you all that we've excised in a while, so you get an idea about what all we've done. So the advancement was 8 millimeters, horizontally 3 millimeters, vertically that's the 2 buccal pad fat, Now, we're going to take all of that off right now. Okay.
What do I clean my mouth?
So tomorrow, today you shouldn't rinse much or anything. Just let it go one day. It's actually not even one day. It's like 12 hours now, 14 hours. Okay. You can stay here for some more time. And it's swelling up. It'll come down. All right. இது பண்ணி விட்டுருங்க. And if it hurts, I'm going to stop. Is it okay now?
Yeah, so far. It's just the skin that hurts.
Yeah, it's just the skin. It hurts more for guys because then there's more some hair growth into the
Yeah, I should have
last.
skin removal.
It's actually coming out quite cool for you. It's not pulling that much.
My neck.
So 5 days after genioplasty, jaw sculpting, angle osteoplasty. Why have we done this? We've done this to make the face more proportional. We've done this to make the face more angular. We've done this to make the face more feminine for her. All of this was done from inside the mouth. We've also worked on her masseter muscle. Masseter muscle is the muscle that comes and joins here. It's pretty notorious for some patients in the sense that if it's hyperactive or if it works a lot, it stimulates the bone to deposit more bone there. Or rather, it stimulates the body to deposit more bone where it's attached. It's attached in a place in the corner of the lower jaw, which is called as the gonial angle. And that's why when we work on that part of the bone, I tend to refer to it as angle osteoplasty, because we're changing basically the angle of the bone, the contour. Sorry, I think that hurts a little bit. This side, yeah, I can feel the. Yeah, so I was saying about angle osteoplasty and. Right, so it's a combination of soft tissue, hard tissue work, and how we decide what kind of work needs to be done. Pretty much from scans, pretty much what we see on the photographs. Also some experience to know what kind of improvement will there be if this kind of a procedure is done. I'm going to take this one also. So we've got two big pieces out, right? And the other aspect of this is, I like to combine this also with genioplasty for a lot of patients, because when you do angle osteoplasty and some work here, there's excess of skin because you're taking off the masseter, we're taking off the bone, but we need to drape that skin tighter because we don't want that skin to hang around here and look like a jowl. So a concomitant, a genioplasty with jaw sculpting just gives that kind of a look. And but besides this, it also improves the facial proportions because we're augmenting in certain areas and we are reducing in certain area.
This is probably the asymmetry also.
Yes, the asymmetry also, that's right. In her case, the asymmetry was also taken care of. She didn't have like a major asymmetry, but I keep telling this very often that whenever patients have even mild or moderate or severe, whatever type of asymmetry, so that opportunity I use to also augment the facial proportions. So you're looking beautiful. Now that you didn't look before. Yeah, it's all gone. You can have a look. There's still a lot of swelling, okay, just 5 days, but
I can already see like this skin.
yeah.
I'm like symmetrical and I don't recognize myself. Okay. This won't come off though, right?
They'll take it off. It's a little sticky, but it'll come off all the white things. And this will go in like nice.
Okay, now you can feel the tightness there already because of the edema, but it's going to come down. You're going to give itself a couple of months maybe. The masseter really shrinks because of less of activity. There is a rule in medicine, it's called use hypertrophy, disuse atrophy. You get what I mean? When you keep using the muscle, it gets bigger and bigger. That's what happens when you do exercise. I mean, you have weights, you have six packs, biceps, whatever muscle. This is also a muscle. Now we have detached it, removed its attachment, taken a slice off. Therefore, the muscle is going to atrophy. It's not going to be hypertrophic anymore. It's not going to work more. It's going to work less. The lesser it works, the smaller it becomes. The smaller it becomes, that's what we wanted to happen for your face. Still not going to affect any of your function though. You'll be able to open your mouth, chew, eat, blah, blah, everything. So, all right. You have any questions for me?
I already asked her all my questions.
You already asked her all the questions and she answered everything and you're comfortable with all the answers.
Just one last question. The sutures,
No, they all will dissolve.
how long exactly?
4 weeks,
4 weeks.
3 weeks.
So until then I have to be careful about the food.
No, you just have to be careful for 5 more days.
Okay.
Because 3 is a day 6, right? 5 more days, 4 more days, that's okay. And some patients find these sutures inside the mouth irritating or bothersome. If it's like that, you can take it off. Anyone will just cut it and remove. Basically, the mucosa heals in 7 to 10 days.
But I don't have to, right?
You don't have to, only if it's bothering you. For some people, they tell me, doc, every time I do something, the sutures are felt with my tongue and I don't like the way it feels. Take it off. I mean, if you want to. If you're here, we do it for you. If you're in another city, then like in your case, you can get them take it off. But they will go away on their own. All are dissolvable sutures.
In terms of oral hygiene, it will be fine, right?
So in terms of oral hygiene, we've already mentioned you can brush, you can rinse, not vigorously. Don't increase the pressure inside the mouth. Everything from below the ear, on both the sides, till here has been done inside the mouth. The good thing, there's no scar. Bad thing, you're going to keep your mouth clean. But you've done a great job till now. So if you continue like this for 5-6 days, done. Then you can go and eat anything you want.
After a month or so, I can be a little less careful.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Yeah. But you continue not sleeping on your left and right side because we have done procedure here. There are a couple of plates and screws. So if you let it be totally immobile, heals faster. For bone to heal, immobilization is needed. That is, you shouldn't let bone move around. So that's why we say not to sleep on the left and right, because by mistake you can move a little bit there and then that takes a few more days to heal. That's the reason why they used to put splints on the hands if you have a fracture for 4 weeks. It's a similar concept here, but we can't put splint like for all times. So just be careful.
Of sleeping on the sides.
Most of us do sleep on the sides. Very rarely anyone sleeps only straight. You got to make effort to sleep like that for a few more days for sure, weeks if you can. All right. So you have a safe trip. I'm going to see you again, right? You're going to hang around for a few more days with us?
Just 2 more days.
Cool. So I'll see you again before you leave. And there's a small, like a
Scar, yeah.
cut that happened when I was retracting. It should be fine. Okay? Right. Take care.
Thanks.
Welcome.